Some of your lab homework problems, and possibly this could also be applied to an exam, you will be required to show your work. So if you are in a problem that where that is required, you will see the show work button down here in the lower right part of the question screen. When you click on that, that's when this white show work box will then overlay over the problem. So here's where you will show how you obtain your solution for that particular problem. And unless instructed otherwise, this is going to involve inserting a screenshot of your Excel work. So show work, pretty much just think of it as showing your Excel work. So how you'll do that is primarily utilizing the insert image tool. So I've clicked on the insert image tool and I have gone in the computer and selected this particular Excel image. So you can see this is got an answer figure here in B15, 31.8%. And because the cell is active, it does display the formula that was used and the function in particular with the variables that was utilized to obtain the answer. So this is exactly what your professor is going to want to see. So if there is a problem that has multiple parts, maybe it requires multiple calculations, multiple functions, you can certainly insert additional images. And you might see that if you have two or more, they kind of start overlapping or getting stacked on top of each other. Not a problem. You can reposition them with the select tool here. And then you can kind of move them around. If you want to add some more or additional emphasis, you can do that through the pencil tool. If you want to kind of emphasize something, if you want to use the text tool, we've got that here as well. So where you could type out a short answer if you need to. But again, the vast majority of the time, just the image is what we're looking for. If you do need to erase, you can utilize the eraser tool for any pencil work that was done. There is an undo button, so if you want to undo your last move, you can do that. And then finally, if you just want to start from scratch, you can utilize the delete tool here to wipe the screen and start over. And just a couple of quick points. So you see here that the answer is 31.8% for this particular problem. And most of the time in Excel, you may have seen by now that your answers tend to be rounded to a whole number. Yet the lab is going to require usually two or sometimes more decimal places. So if you get an answer that is rounded to a whole number, in this case, this was start out as 32%, you can utilize the links up here in Excel, and you can add decimal places with this one. You can decrease decimal places with the tool next to it. And then for this particular example, you can see that the problem that's selected is problem 5-65, just so you know that's not related to this particular screenshot or function that was used. Again, both of these are just being used as an example. Once you're happy with what you have here in the show work window, you can scroll down and save your work. That will then allow the professor to come in and review the assignment and click on the same link to see what work was provided in this window pane here. Scoring for these particular problems is typically manual. So if you provide an answer within the problem but you don't show your work, you may not get any points at all. If you provide an answer and again, there is no work at all posted in here or nothing was saved within the show work box, then the problem will automatically be scored typically as 0 unless the professor has made some allowance for a small amount of credit for a correct answer. If you come in here and you open the show work box and you save, but you did not actually put anything in here, that again will be alerted to the professor, so it's not something that you can really take a shortcut with. And then finally, if you are working a problem that has a show work requirement and you don't put anything into the show work box and you attempt to move to the next question, you can certainly move to the next question. That's okay. But you will get a prompt on your screen that reminds you that that particular problem does require you to show your work, and that you'll need to do that at some point just to get full credit. So again, it's not easy to bypass and not be aware that showing your work was required for that particular problem. And of course, if you have any questions about the material or this show work requirement, please reach out to your professor right away. Thank you.